anyway. So.
Well, I know of someone who's trying.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. It was funny that you always make that sound, by the way.
See, now you're up to 3 watching. I'm still at 1.
Yeah, and I'm down to 1. Starting soon. Off the rails. Already going off of the rails, to be honest with you.
Yes. Frankly, we are.
Oh, I heard something. That was nice, whatever that was. Oh, Ron, I see us. I see us right there. I don't know what we're at when we're talking right now, but... Oh, an error occurred. Try again later.
Okay, I do see us now.
Oh, I'm back on. All right, there you go. I'm not even going to watch it because it just makes for bad radio when you watch it. So if we're currently up, you guys are working on it. Actually, an error occurred again. So
I'm still on an error.
Yeah, and then it goes back up again. So, but again, I don't know what we're saying in there when you're talking, so it's very tough. So really nice, folks. Just to let you guys know what's going on on this side of the fence here. And again,
this is still our first broadcast.
That's true. No. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. That's very, very true.
So bear with us. You guys go talk amongst yourselves.
Wait. I hear someone says she hears us.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then let's just get right into it, though, Greg. And you just mess about with what's going on over there. You got anything you want to say first off, Danielle? You got any opening comments whatsoever?
No. We've had a really busy couple weeks, so there's lots of things that have happened, but I don't have anything in particular to say.
No comments in particular or anything like that? I mean, here's the thing. We watched Revolution tonight. We can talk about that. I don't know if you guys are into the show or not, but there's this show called Revolutions on NBC, which is kind of weird because you can see the propaganda. Here's the thing. They were able to demonize everybody in this show.
And it's actually starting to be hard to follow because every time I feel like I know what's going on, and maybe it's because I miss some shows, like every time I feel like I know what's going on, like all of a sudden something happens and I'm totally lost. And that could be because like last week I missed the first 2 episodes of the season, and I haven't been able to catch up like you guys did.
Yeah. I was able to catch up and watch them all, which I can tell you, recording them and just watching them later on is just awesome. So you just watch it when you want to watch it. Yeah,
unless you're out of town all the time and never actually am home enough to catch up.
And here's the thing. You got a big spoiler alert. So if you're looking to get, I'm going to get you a little caught up just by the explanation of this thing, but how it's actually demonizing everybody. For some reason, it doesn't sound nearly as loud right now.
Like the volume just went way down.
Yeah, it just went way down. Is that true?
I think it might be this thing here.
Oh, you think this thing's just causing that?
It looks like our broadcast is fine.
Okay. So, in watching this, they have the militia in the beginning, like last season, which is being demonized. Oh, it's that thing.
There we go.
Okay.
Now you can hear me.
So, it was the militia in the beginning that was being demonized, right? Then the Patriots, who represents the United States government, basically nukes the whole place while they're trying to blame the militia. And so now you got the people that are from Cuba that say they're from the U.S. government in there to basically take back charge from the militia groups that had formed. Because the United States splintered at this point, and there's different places. But by the way, and we just found this out tonight, Texas is a sovereign nation.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I knew that watching the first season. I did watch the first season.
See, I must have missed some.
We missed a couple. I think we missed some of the first few episodes in the first season because technically this is only season 2 that we just started watching, but the first season was split up into 2 parts, and I don't think we saw the first part.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But at any rate, it's a funny. It's a very interesting show, by the way, and people get killed all the time.
It's not funny at all.
Well, it's not. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I mean, I guess.
And then there's this weird.
They're not having any fun.
Then there's this one guy has like the Firefly factor going now, which is kind of funny. He's got a whole Firefly factor going, which I don't know what to do with, but it's definitely entertaining. Like between that and like I'll watch that and I'll watch like Walking Dead.
I think it's funny that in this show the U.S. government is occupying the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally.
Which is, I mean, like we normally, are really good at occupying other countries. So I mean, it's about time that they got to us.
Yeah, I guess. And maybe they're just getting used to the it's a weird show, man. I don't know what the COINTELPRO of the show is, by the way, but I'm sure there's something. I mean, it's NBC.
Yeah.
NBC is DNC headquarters. I mean, we are the Democrat Party
Pretty much.
for almost everything that they do. It's not even, not even funny. But with that being said, they make a good show in this show. Like, this show's actually kind of a good show.
I actually like it.
Yeah. That and Walking Dead. Do you watch Walking Dead, Greg?
No, I don't watch Walking Dead.
Really?
No.
I figured you'd be like that show.
My wife doesn't like horror movies and stuff, and so zombie movies and stuff. I don't watch a whole lot of it. And I'm kind of over the. I was a big fan of the George Romero zombie movies back in the day, and like this whole zombie craze, and it's kind of a fad, it seems to me, and just there's too much zombie stuff, and I'm just not into it.
Well, here's the thing, though. That show is not nearly as much about zombies as it is about people.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's how you survive. It's like, here's the thing. Every zombie movie, and it's not to denigrate the zombie movies, but most of them are the same.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like a series. So because it's a series, you can't do the typical zombie movie stuff all the time. You have to have a very serious human element, but also prac app stuff. Like, if you're going to do a show that long, you got to know how you can live. Like, how are they doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they've been in a jail for like 3 seasons. Like, they are living in the jail. Like, they live in jail cells.
Right.
Because that's the safest place.
It's fortified.
Yeah, because it's fortified, right?
Exactly. Well, one of the Resident Evil movies, they were like living in a prison to get away from, to stay safe from the zombies.
Yeah, it's a weird show, but I actually kind of dig it.
When that show came back on, you're like, oh, The Walking Dead's on. Like, I was gonna be excited. I was like, I've never seen that show before in my life.
I like the show. So. I love Dexter too. I didn't get to watch the end of Dexter. I really wish I didn't have Cinemax, so I couldn't see it. I'm gonna go get it like on DVD or something to watch it, because that was another. Have you ever watched Dexter at all?
I've watched it. I wasn't like addicted to it, but I've watched it and I liked it. I mean, it was a cool show. But that was another one. See, if I miss the beginnings of shows, I just never get into them because I don't want to try and catch up.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, I understand. But man, that was a good show too.
I don't watch much TV anyway.
I don't either.
You know what it is? I won't do too much, but sometimes I want to see these shows though. Like, there's some shows I want to see.
There are some shows I watch, but it's weird because it seems like right now there's not a whole lot of shows except Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I am a comic book geek, so that show, I have been watching that, and I actually like that one.
How did they bring the guy back?
They haven't explained it yet, but they have alluded to something that happened. So I think it's going to be explained at some point over time.
Why can't you just explain it?
Well, to keep you watching.
That's true. That's a good point.
You gotta have the bait on the hook.
That's a cliffhanger. That's a cliffhanger is what that is.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. I like it. I like Big Bang Theory too.
That's my favorite show.
Yeah.
I do love Big Bang Theory.
And that one is one of those shows where, like, now they play it all the time, like, like on certain channels, like, it's on all the time. So I actually get to see a lot of that because it's on anytime.
Yeah.
So, we'll be working or anything, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, I can't look at the computer anymore. And then it'll be on, and it's always on. So that is the one thing that is almost always on in our house because we all like that show.
Yeah. And everybody, like all my friends, think I'm just like Sheldon because I am that neurotic. I have my spot, and like I'm just like uncomfortable if I have to sit somewhere else because someone's in my spot. Yeah.
That's like Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I totally. I know what you're talking about, man. That's all I'm saying.
And because you're like that, we tend to almost have to be like that.
Well, you have to declare your spots now. Because, okay, so we know we're not allowed to sit in this spot. Right. So what spot do I want? Because I can't have that one. So I got to find the next best spot.
He has his spot. And and then every once in a while, like, if he's not home or anything, then one of us ends up in that spot. And then as soon as he gets home, he like kind of looks at you like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing? You're in my spot.
Yeah, that's my spot.
Totally.
You got other spots, man. Find one.
There is plenty of seating in this house.
Yeah.
Why you got to be in my spot?
So now almost everyone has a spot now. So like, and then like every once in a while, like I'll end up where Kelly sits or something, and I'm like, oh, this just doesn't like the room isn't right from here.
Yeah, you get used to that's why you gotta have your spot. You get used to your spot,
You
and
get
then the
used to it.
perspective of where you're sitting and of the room becomes comfortable, and
Yeah.
that's where you want to be.
And then if I end up somewhere else, I'm like, oh, this isn't right.
It's like if we switch this up, if we flip the tables around and you were on this side,
I
it
wouldn't
would be
like
so weird for you. Who knows? You might like it, but it would still be weird for you. At first, you're like, I'm not used to looking at all this stuff.
Yeah, no, it is. So now, like, everyone has this little, like, now he's the only one that's neurotic about it. Like, if anyone is in that spot, it's like, what are you doing?
But you do it at my spot.
Yeah, what are you doing? Don't be in that spot. I don't ask for a whole lot, but I ask to be in that spot.
Wait.
I want my spot, and I want my big piece of chicken.
Oh, yeah, my big piece of chicken, that's right.
Wait a minute. Your spot is half the couch.
Well,
That's a misnomer.
That is not. We have an L couch, and one of them is yours.
I got the short side.
You don't. You have the long side.
How is that the long side? That's not the long side.
You get the whole thing. And then we end up sharing the other side. You have half the couch.
You know what? That's just gonna have to be the way it is, though, man. I'm sorry, man. I got the spot, man. It's
it is what it is.
You know. We'll get some more for. I get you guys another chair, maybe or something. But I ain't losing that spot, though, man. I like that
That's my
spot.
spot. I done called dibs. This is my spot.
I called it. I did circle, dot on it. You know.
I licked it.
I did an Indian voodoo hex on it for anybody else that sits there to get them to feel uncomfortable enough to move.
Yeah. And it would, like I said, it would be fine if it was just a spot, but it is literally half the couch. So then everybody else in the house, it's not like we don't have a crowded house. You know, it's not like it's just one or two people here. You know?
All right, I'm just saying.
I'm
just
just
saying.
saying that's my spot. Why you gotta mess with me about my spot?
I don't understand why there can't be
There's
like this. Just should end. It's my spot. All right.
leave me
There's
alone
no
about my spot.
and there's no trading for that spot. There's no barter deal you're gonna work out. I called it. All right. And you know what? I own it though. I don't sit in your spot. You know?
Exactly.
Because my spot's one little cushion. Why would you take my spot when you have half the couch?
No. See, that's a misnomer too, though. That's a misnomer too. That's wrong. That's wrong. You got the coffee table in front of you.
Which I can't reach because my legs aren't long enough.
Well, don't blame me. Don't blame me because the good Lord just didn't give you legs long enough to utilize that thing. That's not my fault.
No. I have one cushion and you have half the couch. Why would you want my spot?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't want your spot though because I got my spot.
Yeah, I know. Just wait until you don't get meals for a few days because we want to take over the spot.
I'll find a way to cook. I like that spot. Hey, Greg, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Do you still eat fast food?
I do.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Do you have a restaurant that you frequent more than any other?
Probably Wendy's.
All right. Do you ever go to McDonald's?
I do.
Let me take a guess. If I could take a guess on what you buy when you go to McDonald's. McDouble.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's what I do. Off the dollar menu, right?
Usually, yeah.
Do you know that's about to go away?
Is it?
Yeah, Business Week. McDonald's launched the dollar menu in 2002. So now it's going to be called the dollar and more, where things are going to go from $1 to $5. So $1 is like the starting price, but there's things on the menu that are also $5 as
You
well.
can't get a double cheeseburger for $1 anymore is what they're doing.
I don't know exactly what you're going to be able to get or not get for $1 here. Like
Well-
they haven't really said. So
Okay, because I mean, I do go to McDonald's. I do eat fast food more often than I should. Okay, so the double cheeseburger used to be what was on the dollar menu. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's the McDouble. I don't know if you noticed the difference, but the McDouble has one less piece of cheese on it because there's a double cheeseburger on the menu and there's the McDouble. And the McDouble's what's on the dollar menu and it has less cheese. It's 2 burgers, but 1 piece of cheese.
yeah,
Okay, so now they already went to you getting less sandwich for $1. Now they're going to a double cheeseburger you just can't get for $1 anymore because it's probably going to be a cheeseburger that's $1 now, and the double cheeseburger is going to be $1.39.
yeah. It's going to be pretty funny though. It is going to be pretty fun. Well, it's got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the prices that are going to be on there. It's just funny to see though that's what got a lot of people going to McDonald's again because their biggest sellers are McDoubles and sausage biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
Both on the dollar menu.
I don't understand why they're gonna get rid of the dollar menu like that because that's and I know people who actually are supervisors and district managers for McDonald's, and they say the only thing that's selling right now is the dollar menu. So I don't know, if they're trying to trick people,
That's exactly what they're
We'll
doing.
put it over here, but it's not $1 anymore. To where all of a sudden you order it and they're like, okay, that's $6.75, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, that used to be like $3.
Well, see, I remember when I was a kid, I used to walk to the McDonald's by my house, and I would order a Big Mac, a medium fry, and a medium soft drink, and it was exactly $3 with tax. Then they came out with the value menu, and they were like, oh, it's so great, we're going to combine it, and you can just order a meal that has these three things, and it was like $3.69 plus tax. Like, wait a minute, this is a value meal.
I'm not having fun.
I'm not having any fun.
I knew it was exactly $3. I would plan on that. I would carry $3 with me and walk to McDonald's. And that doesn't work anymore.
No, but we don't eat. There's nothing on the dollar menu that I can get anyways because it's all meat.
Right.
So I mean, I don't. It's like okay, whatever.
Where's the vegetarian dollar menu?
There isn't one.
Oh, there's not one. It's called the grass.
It's called a garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, the salad is like $8.
Yeah, that's the stuff that's expensive. Well, look, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, McDonald's can't keep the thing going, so they're gonna move it up. I mean, the capitalism for you. We shouldn't eat it anyway, though. That's the whole problem.
No, we shouldn't. It's disgusting for you.
Yeah, and I don't eat it a lot. I do out of all of them, I probably do agree with you. I like Wendy's better. Although, no matter what, I'm just eating fries, so I guess it doesn't matter.
See, and I hate their fries. I think the best thing Wendy's ever did was to give you the option to swap out something other than fries on their combo meals. Because I always get their chili instead of the fries, either the chili or a salad, and I'll get a burger or a chicken sandwich combo meal. And
I usually get a baked potato.
yeah, my wife eats the baked potatoes.
Yeah,
all the time.
I do. I like that.
I hate to go off the rails on this thing, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway.
Let's do it.
But by going off the rails, I'm actually going to ask you a political
Because you're going to go back into politics, aren't you?
I just want to ask. It's a weird question, though. It's a weird question.
He can't
He
get off
can't
of it.
detach.
No,
He
he
I'm
can't
sorry,
do
I can't
it.
do it. I only did it for so long. Did you hear about Grayson's thing?
Yes.
Calling the Tea Party the KKK?
Yes.
He put it out in a mailer. He put a picture of a cross and then the burning cross with Democrats around it, actually, which I always love that part, by the way.
I love that.
The old Klan pictures, those guys are Democrats.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, let's call it what it is. They're Democrats, but at any rate. And then it says, it continues the fire, and it says Tea Party, right? And he's basically calling Tea Partiers Klansmen. And
Except they were Democrats.
except for they were Democrats, yeah, which don't want to tell that part of the
The
story.
real
there, Alan.
KKK.
And here's the problem. Do you think that they're doing, and I'm going way down the rabbit hole on this one, though.
Oh my God.
But do you think that they do stuff like this? Like guys like Grayson does stuff like this because he actually wants the police to actually shoot these people because here's the thing. He really does believe that we hate the government.
Well, wait.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure he's wrong.
But here's the difference is because he's an evil bastard, he thinks we're going to shoot him. And we're going to start it.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're like, okay.
Like-
I was totally missing. I'm like, no, I
no,
really do
no,
hate the
No,
government.
I know we all hate it, but here's the thing, though. We're not trying to overthrow it through any kind of a coup or anything that's not. Here's the thing. There's a set of rules here, guy. And the sets of rules is that we can elect people into office and we can have them overturn your horrible pieces of legislation, which we plan on doing. Love you on the Fed, Al. Love you on the Fed. Love for you to stay. Why don't you ever just talk about the Fed? That's all you should do. Mm-hmm. All right? And want to bring the troops home, even though I don't even think you mean that shit anymore either. You know what I mean? But when you put shit out like this, though, at a time frame when you get the NSA doing the shit that they're doing, and this is when people are getting together. Like, people are coming together like, man, we got to do something about the NSA. Yeah, we got to do something about this. Yeah, we got to do something about this. You throw out some shit like this, and that fucks the good shit up. Like the shit we could be doing together good, like the NSA stuff, like all of those other, the police state, corporatism. Are you that much of a dickhead that you can't see that stuff's going on out there? and this is the kind of shit you want to bring up, Alan? Like, you're a dick for doing this. For no other reason than you're doing it just to simply get a freaking reaction, but to cause more division. So, I don't know what that was.
Was that muted?
No.
Oh.
Oh, off the rails with you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But here's the thing, though. Like, what a dick for doing this.
Yeah.
You see what the federal government's doing right now, taking over all this stuff. Then you want to pull some shit like this. You're trying to get the government to shoot some people now. That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and shame on him for doing that crap. That's, you know what, just goes to show you, the problem with Alan Grayson is he's an asshole. You know, you're a commie, not even a commie. You just want your side of tyranny in charge.
Well, yeah. He's one of those people that thinks his shit doesn't stink because he's had his head too far up his ass too long to know the difference.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I just think that he, it's almost like he hasn't gotten any attention lately. So it's, what can I do to get the most amount of attention and just piss people off? And I mean, that's what he's good at. Like, I haven't ever seen him be normal or like say anything of substance ever.
Who, Grayson?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's on the committees, man. The banking committees, though.
That's even more scary.
Oh, no. Well, you've never heard him on there, then.
Well, no. I know he's against the Fed and things like that. So, I mean,
but he's not that he's even against the Fed. He's for transparency.
Yeah.
On the Fed. So, but I think he might have used that just to try to garner. And I don't know why. It's the reason this guy's a problem because he's a fucking asshole. Like, why would you do this? Like, you're such a jerk. So, but at any rate, that was my just thing about it. But I do think that I don't know if Grayson's doing it on purpose, if he means to do it, or if it's a byproduct of it. But I'll tell you this, though. I still think that these guys are trying to use this to try to get the military against us. And I got news for Alan Grayson, by the way, is that ain't going to happen. It ain't even close to being happening, all right? Look, you may have the cops doing that because their job is depending on it, but you guys ain't far enough away to where, again, we walk around where the cops are. They're in reality, they're with us, all right? That you put them in bad positions, but in reality, a lot of these cops are with us. The bad ones are still the bad ones, but it seems like they're getting busted now.
Well, and, like, what was it?
Thank God for video.
In D.C., they were, all those, the police were actually told to arrest all these, the World War II veterans and everything, and the police just said no.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
So you are starting to see that police are, at least having some kind of common sense here and there and going, wait a minute, that's just dumb. No.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, too, by the way. There is a whole entire group of people that are even more pissed off than they've ever been pissed off before. And that's not Tea Party people. It's not Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians. It's just people. On whole, you got like a 10% approval rating. 80% don't like what you're doing.
No, if you have a 10% approval rating, that means 90% don't.
I'm sorry, 90%. I think they're in the teens right now. But they're
I think it's 12%.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Keep doing the shit, man. Just keep doing the shit. Just keep pissing them off. You're making new ones every day, son. You're making new libertarians every day. And I appreciate it. So I don't even want to say I don't appreciate it. Because I do kind of, I feel bad that you got to go through this stuff, but it's like a kid smoking cigarettes. It's like a kid getting caught smoking cigarettes.
Smoke the whole pack.
Smoke the whole pack, kid. With Obama, you had to smoke a carton. And you didn't learn your lesson then. You had to smoke another carton. But that's okay. They've gotten you to the point now. You're really pissed off. And you know what? People are pissed and they have no, like, they're mad at everybody right now. Right. They're mad at everybody.
Well, I mean, I definitely have to say, like, the biggest recruiting tools we have in the Libertarian Party is the current government.
Hold on. Despite everything they've done in Virginia, to try to hold Sarvis down, he's at 12%.
Yeah, and that's
12% is where Sarvis is at right now up in Virginia, and it's been a war. It's been a war between those two guys and against Sarvis. But those guys are so freaking unpopular that people would rather vote for the Libertarian, and he's had no money. He's not even been allowed in one debate. But I heard that they actually might make another debate and let him in it. We'll see, though. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. But yeah, because it's a little cooler out tonight, isn't it?
It is. It's really nice.
Oh, I forgot to bring you the fan.
No, it's fine.
Is that okay?
I can open the window.
He'll open the window.
Yeah.
So keep pissing people off, man. There, people are coming, man. You went to a craft fair. A craft fair. That's the thing.
That story.
Tell them the craft fair story, damn it.
We go up to kind of north of here in McIntosh, and this is a town that is, there may be 2,000 people in the whole town. I mean, it's a really, really small town that lives there. Really, really rural. Everybody has, a lot of land, and there's just not that many people. But what they do have is a huge craft fair down in, like, the middle of the city, which is, like, one little block. And we went there over the weekend. It's a 2-day craft fair. And in the 2 days, they'll get about up to 50,000 people that come through. 50,000 people. Now, we were there for the Wiley campaign and at WileyForGovernor.com. And
we're at a craft fair.
We're at a craft fair. And that we're watching all these, like, hordes of people come in. And I'm like, do they know what they're walking into? Because it's not as exciting as they think.
Great for you to diminish the role of the people that were maybe they liked arts and crafts. Maybe that was their thing.
Apparently they did, because 50,000 people come to this place once a year to go to this craft fair, which to me is, I don't even understand it, but they do and they love it. So we're on this corner, and we probably got about, this to actually, like, kind of see or hand out material we handed out 3,000 business cards while we were there. So that's, 3,000 business cards, but we probably talked to even more than that, 4,000 or 5,000 people. A lot of people were there in groups, and you'd hand them one card. And the first thing you hand a card, they'd say, is he a Republican or a Democrat? And we'd say neither. He's a Libertarian. And they would go from this angry face to like, oh, okay, thanks. And they walk away. But like when they first came up, they'd take the card and be like, and they're like all angry. And you're like, oh, great, these people are going to hate me. And they're like, Republican or Democrat, really angry. And you're like, neither, Libertarian. They're like, oh. And all of a sudden, they're like nice people again. They're like,
they turn into regular people.
Yeah.
But they were angry just at us handing them a card if we would have been either of the other two parties. I did switch over 10 new Libertarians this weekend, just saying.
And tonight even.
And tonight I had 3 more. Yay.
Here's the thing, and this is what the party needs to understand. If you just simply go out there and talk to regular, normal people and talk to them about just regular, normal. Well, no, that's not what the Libertarian Party will do. Yeah, we do that. Yeah, just do that. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just tell them and be a third-party registrar to get them to sign up, and just ask people to sign up, and people will just sign up. You know why? Because they're so sick and tired of everything else. Let them learn the rest when they sign up. Here's the thing. Nobody has to be pure when you sign up.
Yeah.
We got to get past that. It's our own mental block. You know what I mean?
I've always been in support of that opinion.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, though. Sometimes, everybody has those moments where you're like, oh, gee, you're not a Libertarian. You know what I mean? You have that with some people, but those people, in all reality, some of those people weren't Libertarians.
Whenever I say it, I'm pretty damn sure they are not a Libertarian.
We know a couple that we thought were that weren't.
Yes.
But at any rate, though, I mean,
that's inside politics.
I'm gonna get off the politics thing, but I just wanted to say, keep doing what you're doing, you evil bastards. You guys are helping me out.
Yeah.
You're making it easy.
Make our job easy.
Stay evil, motherfucker. Stay evil.
Stay evil.
Man. And they just do more stuff every day to be evil. Whatever they can do to be evil, they be evil.
I have to say, we were at the Jacksonville Pride Fest, and half of the people that walked by the table were already Libertarians.
Yeah.
Like we
I swear to God, I think their numbers are wrong.
Yeah, they really are, because like half the people that walk by, like 5 people walk by, and one of them because we had the big Nolan chart out there, like where do you fall on the chart? And they were like, oh, I'm already a registered Libertarian. I was like, you're great.
I love you. Just let you know.
This one guy who was like, I'm already a Libertarian. And someone said, like, oh, do you have a bumper sticker? He's like, I'd love one. So we ended up giving him a bumper sticker and then, like, a little button and then a book. Someone handed him a book, and he's like, who says Libertarians aren't giving anything away?
Yeah, exactly. We are not selfish people. Especially if you want some swag.
Like, oh, you're a Libertarian here.
I did that tonight.
Here's a book. Here's a T-shirt. Anyone got anything else? It's a Libertarian.
We found one.
Like they're Indians and shit. It's horrible.
But there was lots, so it was kind of nice to see, especially at a Pride Fest, because you definitely expect like one type of person to come up to the table, and they were all actually libertarians, so it was great.
Well,
I mean, you still have, even with that grouping of people, you have people that are more on the, progressive side.
Oh yeah, we met one of those
And
too.
liberals that are just straight liberals, and ones that hate libertarians. I mean, look, there are some progressives out there that hate libertarians. Just like there's some conservatives out there that hate libertarians. But I think one of the differences, for some of the progressives that hate libertarians, like, they despise them. It's not even like it's a nice, easy conversation. They're vitriolic right off the bat.
it's very uncomfortable. When I was doing outreach for the party as chair of the county affiliate, I noticed a difference between the conservative events and the liberal events. And the conservative events, you'd get people who disagreed with you, but they could respectfully disagree, Mm-hmm. And then the liberal events, you'd get people who disagreed with you, and they would call you names and tell you how evil you were and just what a bad person you were. And it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Seriously? Wait, you are supposed to be the guys that are of tolerance. And
Oh, not at all.
No, they are not.
Wouldn't even know what the name is.
I actually get the exact opposite response when we're out at events. Like, there's a lot of more, like, conservative events that we get really treated pretty badly because, and of course it's always those hot button issues, where libertarians stand on either abortion or gay marriage or something. Like, we get really attacked. But it seems to be at very liberal events, they're just kind of like, well, I mean, I disagree with you, but, like, cool, I'm glad you're here.
At least people ain't attacking me.
And you don't go to the events with us?
Oh, you're talking about Adrian, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The only time, there's only been
Maybe
one.
you got to tell me the whole story sometimes instead of only telling me half the story.
No, there's only been one event where someone was really, like, really bad, and it was a conservative event. And, I mean, she was really angry, and she was very upset. And it's the only... and other people, even though they agreed with her, weren't as outspoken, but it definitely was a very hostile room.
Well, hold on. Didn't some people tell her to shut up, too, though?
No. Yeah, the one guy in front of her told her, and told her that she need,
And nobody cheered her on.
No, but there was some people who definitely agreed with her and wouldn't go out over to where we were and, like, made sure to stay very far away from us.
You're going to get that, though.
But one was she was downright rude and very, very mean. And I've only gotten that at a conservative event. And the liberal events we've been to, everyone's been really nice. Even when they disagree, they've been really nice.
Well, here's the difference, I think, for you, is you're talking about a candidate, and a lot of the conservatives already are sticking behind Rick Scott, When I was out there, it was just representing the party at these events, usually not with a candidate.
How about Circus McGurkus? Did you ever get that at Circus McGurkus?
Yes, and that's what I'm
That's
talking
one
about.
of them?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Now, I went out to Circus McGurkus. It seemed like everything was hunky-dory, but maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know if the party had been there before. That was like the first year that
I got
been there, and there were a lot of people that just were very hostile.
Wow.
I was kind of surprised myself.
It happens. And, here's the thing, though. It's even with the conservative ones or the liberal ones, it's a very limited amount of those people for the most part.
Yeah.
I think we get welcomed wherever we go by the vast majority of people. But you're just going to look, there are 10% to 20% of the population, I'd say maybe 10 on both sides, that hate the Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
Hate it. I mean, it's vitriolic.
I know who that is.
Now, don't get me wrong. Look, I hate statism just as much. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is, but... It's just funny, though. I mean, to watch that woman. I had a woman throw the card back in my face when I was running one time.
Well, yeah, I've had that
It was in
happen.
Orlando, just threw it back in my face.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
And here's the thing, it was actually over abortion. She's like, where do you stand? And I go, well, I think that each state should make their decision as to which way they want to go. That was my answer.
Yeah.
And she took the card and threw it right back at me.
The one lady remember at the gun show, she took the information from you, and then when you left, came back around and threw it at me.
Well, I wasn't there. I didn't see it, so.
Yeah, you came back, and she was like, you're like, what was that all about?
Oh.
We have a caller on the line.
Oh, caller, go ahead.
Yes, hi. I just got arrested, and I wanted to know what the Libertarian Party can do because, I get arrested, and you guys don't like the cops, you know what I mean?
You know
Dana.
what? You know what? Honestly, I'm not even going to humor that with a response.
You guys are talking about these people that, apparently Danielle doesn't have bad experiences talking to some people that don't like the libertarians. I think that I may be like a libertarian hater magnet.
You know, it's because you're taller.
I mean,
I'm too little for people to hate.
Yeah, they can't see. They have a harder time seeing.
Whenever I like the people will come up to me all the time and just be totally, they love the libertarians, but like whenever I try to like approach people, I mean, it's like a 50-50 with me. Like, and now I'm finding out from getting these calls that, for the call on the number, well, we had a little mishmash of things happen there, and I guess there was like a big space where like a bunch of us were missing calls. So I was going through the messages, and there was quite a few messages on there of people that were just wanted to call from other places to tell us that they think what the libertarians are doing is awful, and they were just like cursing horrible things on us for no reason.
Well, hold on a second here. I don't get to hear. Send those calls to me.
No, I get that. That's the one. Remember, I got that call, and you ended up calling him back.
I'll call him back. No. I'll call him back.
I got this guy yelling at me.
Yeah, and I was yelling at him.
And you ended up calling him back and he was really, really angry with me.
Look, you got to remember this too. Is that sometimes you get people like when people are emotional is when you can actually at a certain point you can actually change their minds. And if you didn't do anything personally to that person lashes out at you, they want to talk to somebody. Maybe you can answer maybe it's a question that you can answer, maybe not. I mean, you never can tell with some of this stuff. But as long as you can defend the position, which I try to do, and look, you're not going to win everybody over. It's just not the way it is. But when somebody's emotional like that, I'm going to give it to them like I get it. I don't care either way. I mean, that's the way you should do it. Here's the thing. People want to talk, I'll talk. If you want to have a conversation and be respectful, then we'll have that conversation. But if you don't want to if you just want to yell and scream, well, then I can do that with the best of them. I'm fine. That's a good time to me. Maybe if I got to yell at you, you might do something.
Maybe I just think differently of it because I'm around like my almost 3-year-old daughter all day, so I don't want to yell at them the way I kind of feel like I need to be a little more reserved.
Well, you just got to be more reserved anyway, so that's just the way it is. That's okay.
But that kind of gets hard sometimes. But, I will say that we do get, it's such a relief because of people that are like that. Like, whenever I answer that phone, like, not knowing, like, what kind of person it's going to be, and it's somebody on there that's so awesome and, like, really wants to know about the party and is excited to get involved, and you get that, like, amazing person that you're kind of like, hey, let's go get dinner or lunch, you're so awesome. It makes it all worth it.
I had one of those.
You got to look at the positive people and not the negative ones. They're going to show up, but that's the nature of doing the job.
I had one of those over the weekend that called the LPF number and ended up going to me. And when I answered, he goes, I'm just so happy to talk to a libertarian. I love you guys. And that's how the conversation started. And it was just like great. Like the whole thing. I was like, here's my email address. If you ever need anything, you just email me.
I don't know if I was telling you or Alex the other night, but I was like, man, I was never paying attention to my other box on Facebook. But there are some libertarian love letters in there. People that were just wanting to talk to a libertarian, and like they would just go on. They don't know me, and I guess if you're not friends with them, they don't.
It goes into the other, yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like why not just friend me? I mean.
Yeah, I get very cool, weird ones.
Like
in
whenever
there.
you just send me a secret message that I might not find for 6 months, I mean, you could have just asked me to be your friend, and I probably would have friended you. I don't know. It's weird. Definitely weird, but there are people that are just, it's always a relief whenever I get someone that I just feel like is like my long-lost sister of liberty. It's just like, yes, thank you so much. But it is interesting. But I was cracking up. That's what took me a while to call in. I was laughing so hard at what you were saying about giving stuff away to libertarians because I am like, anytime I see anyone that says, yes, I'm going to sign up, or like, oh, here, give me that stuff, it's like I start digging through everything I own. I'll like give them a button off my shirt. I'm like, here you go. You're a libertarian now. Like, I feel like it's not official unless I like commence it by giving a gift or something.
I get the same way. Like when someone signs up, it's like I want to give them something.
That's why we give away all the swag.
We do.
No, I like have like a cup that I like drink out of, and like I was like every time I'm going somewhere, I'm like, should I just not bring my drink in this and like keep it like looking clean and new, and maybe give it to someone like it's new if they sign up.
Keep your damn drink though. You know what I'm saying? No.
Don't give him the cups you're drinking
Don't give
out
him the
of.
drink, man. Damn. You got to be able to keep
understand.
something. You got to be able to keep something.
You get so, and I know, I mean, in the beginning I would have been like, no, I won't be that, like, desperate, but it just feels like there's this overwhelming feeling of, like, you need to, like, give them a gift, because that's how, like, thankful you are. It's kind of like, thank you, like, you did it, congratulations.
Well, then you give them a couple
Come on
flyers
over
and
to the
say,
good side.
but
Here's
then
a
you
present.
give me a couple flyers. Say, go give those to other people. You know.
Give those to your neighbors.
Go give those to your neighbors.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I do. I go through. I mean, they have bumper stickers. I mean, I try so hard to like try to. I mean, I still do have some left, but I mean, I always feel like it's a contest. Like as soon as I get those in my hand, it's like, let's see, I need to get these out to every single person I see as fast as possible, and I'll start talking to like everyone. I mean, I every time I leave the house, I put a stack in my rear view or in my front dash, and if I come home with any left, I feel like a loser. I can't believe you couldn't get those off your car. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's like
no, I
my
hear you. No, I hear you. I hear you on
So,
that.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm sure that since I usually go to the same Dollar Tree, and that's it, the people are getting kind of tired of me, but oh well. I mean, what can I do?
Yeah, no, it's understandable. So,
It is.
all
But,
right, Dana. Well, thanks for calling in.
Yes, it's always good. I feel like when I don't get to speak to you guys much, I feel like when I talk to you during the day, it's usually in a more like professional, angry tone.
Yeah, well, it
That's
happens.
nice. I'll make a little joke now and then.
I'm only an angry guy in days that start ending Y. So.
Oh no, I'm angry. I'm the angry one.
Well, you're
Oh,
always
yeah,
you're always angry all the time. You're just
You have to
constantly
work with
saying
Alex.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be angry. Too. I'd be.
Hell, you want to
Saying anything.
I'm not saying a word.
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely had some people recently tell me that I was being like short and like angry, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that sounds short and angry.
Oh, I guess that's what they were talking
mean,
about.
That's why I just wait till Wednesdays when I know I can call into your show and just be happy.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, I like Policy Mike. Sorry, I'm sorry. I went off my own rails.
Off the rails.
I went off the rails and then back. I did a
rails.
double off the rails. Like I was on the rails on the other set of rails.
Hey, can't you finish saying goodbye and then go off?
I'm sorry, man.
Dana, we will
wouldn't be a
talk
good
to you
show.
later.
We'll see you later, Dana. Have a good evening.
I'll talk to you later.
All
Bye.
right, see ya.
Bye.
Let me ask you a question, Greg.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a very serious question. Like, if you were to die,
Damn, we're going.
and we're going to your funeral, do you want a funeral?
I don't want your average funeral.
What do you want in a funeral, man? What are you looking for?
I want people to party. I don't,
So
I don't
you
want
want a
people to
party?
be
So
sad.
you want a party?
Yeah,
Are you gonna do it at a bar?
Maybe. I don't know. Might have to be in Colorado at a place where it's legal or something.
And smoke
Yeah.
out? I gotcha.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want people to come and cry and weep and be sad over me. I mean, remember the good times and be happy about that. And you know, that's what I want. I don't want people to like dress in black suits and go be sad. And I don't know. That's just
All right. Well, I'm going to read something to you from Policy Mike. By the way, I do love what Policy Mike has done with their website. I think it's beautiful. Amidst the flashing neon lights and blaring pop music, the audience hoots and cheers loudly as girls in short skirts and bikinis emerge on the stage from a cloud of smoke. They twirl around poles, kicking their heels and swirling their legs, still managing to flash a playful smile as they hang suspended in midair. This is what a Taiwanese funeral looks like.
I want
Strippers.
one of those.
okay.
Strippers.
Well, okay, I didn't know that there was that kind of funeral.
I understand. That's why I asked you the question first, just to see if you were there. Are you kidding me?
I was wondering because I can see the picture. So like I see this picture that looks like a girl on stage at a nightclub, and he's asking you about funerals. And that's why like I kind of backed away, going, I don't know where this is going.
It's
Well,
called
if you go to strip
funerals.
clubs, you might have a faster one. That's
They actually say the practice of funeral stripping is deeply rooted in Taiwanese culture. So this ain't something new.
the Taiwanese are some pretty cool cats.
I mean, really though.
Deeply rooted in their culture.
I like that.
Like when
I like it.
when my dad died, like we
Did you
had to
go
go
to
to
the
the
strip
funeral
club?
service. No, we didn't go to the strip club. We did go to the bar though, and we just got hammered. I mean, people were puking. You drank one down. That's
Right.
Pops would have been happy about that. But I mean, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my
So
gosh.
is that what you want for your funeral then?
What's that? People to go drinking?
No. The
Oh no.
Strippers.
I would like strippers to be there, but I wouldn't want it to be at a strip club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I want strippers to
You
show
want
up
to pop it
later
out
on.
of your casket or something? That would be
I wouldn't
awesome.
mind one last dance. To be honest with you, like prop me up, like on the chair. Like hold on, let me see if I can do the mic here. Hold on, I can't. No, I can't. You prop me up on the chair.
Yeah, like
You just have
Weekend at
'em.
Bernie's.
Yeah. Weekend at Bernie's me. You know what I mean? Like if I die,
That's
I ought to
awesome.
do that. I ought to tell people like if I die, don't tell anybody I'm dead. Just walk around with me.
Take me to Vegas.
Yeah, take me to Vegas and walk around with me, bump me in the doors and shit, and videotape the whole thing, make a movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Except for
that's
just
insane.
clean me up. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me shit my pants. But
Let me evacuate first.
yeah, help me out here.
You're insane.
I'm not insane. Well, I might be a little bit, but that's all right. That's just crazy though that they have strippers. They have.
I want a
strippers.
stripper funeral. I'm
Now
getting
you
that in my will.
you convinced Greg that he wants
Oh,
a
now he
stripper
wants it?
funeral.
I gotta tell you,
I want a
I'm loving-
Taiwanese funeral. It's going in my will.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm loving Policy Mike right now. They just redid their website, man. This is like a website for like millennials and
I don't.
I'm not one of those, but I want to go in there and just put
I'm
the.
not one of those.
We're not. You're not one of those. Like what is considered a millennial, by the way?
I don't know. I think it was people that were. I don't even know. I'm just not one of those people. They say it's for millennials, though. I think.
Oh, I don't
Like it
even
says
know
it
what that
somewhere.
means. I must not
It's a
be
certain-
one if I,
think
don't
it's
know
in
what it
people
means.
in your 20s, I think is what it is right now. If you're in
Yeah.
your 20s, I think. I'm not even sure though.
The people, the generation that were like kids around the change of the millennium around 2000.
Oh, I wasn't. Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Now this thing leans to the left too, but you can get sometimes there's good articles in there that are pro libertarian actually. I
Well,
would
they
say.
taught me something about Taiwanese weddings.
I gotta tell you, man, they're in it with me. I'm down with them. Down like 4 flat tires. To be honest with you. Full on strippers, Taiwanese strippers, man. I gotta find a Taiwanese dude, man. Just hang out with him till he dies. Everybody can get.
Well, from what I understand, it's possible that some of those strippers could be Taiwanese dudes.
Oh crap! You're right.
I just
sucks.
ruined that, didn't
You
I?
did, man. That's not even right, dude. Come on. What's wrong with you?
We are Generation X, by the way.
Is that where I'm at?
We are.
Yeah. We're
Oh, so
X.
hey, no. Well, this gives us something to talk about. Does it have like a list of who's who? I've seen that before.
Generation X is people who have birth dates between the early 1960s to the early 1980s.
Okay.
So we're X, huh?
Yeah.
So we're in Generation. I'm not doing that. You guys are stupid.
I'm gonna start doing that, man. I'm bringing that back.
Generation X.
So Generation X, which and then it had said
I think Hunter's too old to be considered Generation X.
Generation Y is also called millennials. So you could either call them Generation Y
Okay, so the generation
or
following
millennials.
us.
So they're the ones after us.
Okay. The ones who like are gonna know nothing about payphones, Atari.
Yeah.
They're not gonna know what it's like to not have video games, to not have cable,
Yeah.
to not have a cell phone.
I like to have to like
I got a list.
go, oh, you do have a
You
list.
got a list.
All right, here we go. From 1900 to 1924, it was the GI generation.
Okay.
Okay.
1925 to 1945 was the silent generation.
Did they not talk?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe
doesn't
that's
really
when
say
silent
why.
movies came out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
1946 to 1964 was the baby boom.
Well, that we
That's
knew.
the baby
yeah.
boom generation. 1965 to 1975 Generation X. 1980 to 2000 Millennials or Generation Y.
I get left out there because I'm from '76.
No, it's
79, dude.
75.
No.
I thought you
65
said
to
65 to
So I am-
79.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just make it into that
You're
one.
you're
I just
sliding right
make it.
in.
I slide in.
Yeah. So then you got Millennials, which is 80 to 2000. And then 2000 to present is the new silent generation, or Generation Z.
So our kids are
Generation
the new
Zombie.
silent generation or Generation Z. I don't like that. We need to rename them.
All right. Well, here's something else too. By the way, they've renamed a couple of these things. Some of them put Generation X from 65 to 82, New Boomers from 83 to 2001, the Baby Boomers from 46 to 64, 29 to 45 are the lucky few. I don't even know what that means. 1909 to 1928 was the Good Warriors. Just some other names that were there, but
That's just stupid.
yeah, I'm not having fun with that name.
I'm not having any fun.
I'm not having fun with that. I won't do that again. Oh. Too bad. You should know this one. You like wrestling.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to go.
Hey, done by Rage Against the Machine, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? Yeah, it was Rage that did that song,
I believe
right?
so.
It is funny that Rage Against the Machine, who's, arguing about corporate things all the time, would
And then they
sign
do
a
the
contract
theme
with the
song.
WWE.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
I remember when I was in the Marine Corps.
Corporations, unless you're going to pay us, and then you're cool.
I remember I was in the Marine Corps before I first started hearing Rage Against the Machine, man. I like a lot of their songs, to be honest with you. They
I
rocked.
love Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. I like Rebel Inc. better now, but
Yeah.
I like Rebel Inc.
oh yeah. And I even hate to compare the two, but it is
The sound is very
there
similar.
is some similarities there.
Yeah.
Not much though. I mean, in what the words mean though. Hey, and I would argue that I actually think that the Rebel Inc. guys are better musicians.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Like they play well.
Yeah, they do.
So well, what are you gonna do?
And I mean, I love them. They're great.
They are fun though. They're fun to watch
She's like
live.
this far from a Rebel Inc. groupie, so.
this far? What?
Well,
No.
no,
She's
she's
totally
totally
there.
there. Totally there.
Okay, I
100%.
love these guys now. These are friends.
Okay, so that's how you started off. Yeah, I'm sure the other groupies think so too. No. They are friends. You're absolutely right. They are. I'm just giving you a little crap there.
That's just not right.
I'm saying the truth now, so it's all good.
Right. These guys are friends. I'm not.
No,
like,
they are totally friends, man.
Okay.
They're some of the nicest guys out there. Again, for as mean as those guys are on the stage, they're the complete opposite nice people when they get off the stage.
I know, right?
It's weird. Like even I'm a little taken aback. Like, what the heck?
Because they're screaming up on stage and cursing and fuck the police state and all this other stuff, and then they come down. They're like, "Hey guys, we missed you."
I love you, man.
Oh yeah, that's
totally
exactly
like
what it is. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It's like, what the? Okay, all right, we'll go with it.
Yeah. So and it's like big hugs all around, and so
Yeah.
they're very super sweet off stage.
Awesome.
Hey, let me ask you another question,
Shoot.
and then we'll go to break. We'll do. By the way, we'll do police state on a break.
Okay.
So, what's your thing on this Redskin thing? Did we talk about this already? I don't think we did.
I don't
did
think we did.
All right. What's your take on the Redskin thing?
Are you asking me because I have?
No, I'm asking you because you're Greg.
Okay.
Oh, I don't. Oh, do you have some Indian? Oh, yeah, you do.
do.
You've said that before.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you for that reason, even though
Actually, one of my
if you want
friends
to
who
answer
listens
it.
asked me why I didn't get into it the other day when Brandon brought it up on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like,
Alice didn't ask you because you have some Indian because he didn't remember.
no, he would.
Yeah, I did. I remember now that you said it though.
Now
But
that I looked across the table at you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so, what do you think? What's your thought though?
I'm not a big fan of it because the term isn't typically an affectionate term, but it's, I don't know. It's not a fight worth fighting, really.
But if you had now, do you think that the organization itself has the right to have their name like that?
Yeah.
But you can suggest to them if they should change it, but you really don't care to suggest it to them to change it.
Yeah, it's not worth fighting for it to me.
Now, if it was, do you know a little bit of the history of why they're called the Redskins?
Yeah.
And it was done to be an honor to the person, though,
Right.
not to be a derogatory thing.
Right.
It
Right,
wasn't like they were like, "Damn,
because
Redskins, we'll call our football team that."
some people didn't necessarily use it in a derogatory term.
Yeah.
You know, if
And
like it's like if for a lot of people it was like if you say black person, that doesn't make you a racist. I mean, some people think it does.
Right.
You should be saying African American, but I mean, if you say black person, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a racist.
Yeah.
You know,
Be
some
honest with you,
people
the
might
person that
think
told
are.
you that's racist.
So I mean, I don't know. I have made a big deal out of it in the past, but it's really not that big a deal to me anymore. It's like it's not even worth fighting. Besides, there's not enough Indians around to. I mean, once you wipe them out, you can say really whatever you want. I mean,
Well, we're not going to be able to say too much, man. These guys are buying shit now, though. I mean, the tribes of Florida just gave Charlie Crist give the Republican Party $500,000. Rich
Yeah.
guy.
well, the ones who have casinos,
Which those guys are trying to stop the other guys from having casinos. Like, what a bunch of jerks. How can you be the Seminoles? Like, the Seminoles are jerks. They're voting against another tribe to have a casino because they got theirs. And they bribed a politician to make sure that there's a tribe up in the Panhandle.
Hey, they learned the white man's game pretty well.
I guess
If there's anybody who learned on the wrong end what the white man's game is and how it's played, it's the Indians.
Touche
And
on
if
that
there's
one.
anybody who is going to screw people over using that game, then I'm going to cheer on. It's the Indians.
But they're screwing over other Indians, though.
Capitalism, man. Free market, competition. I mean,
Well, they're using the force of government to stop them from having casinos, though.
I
I hear you, though.
mean,
I'm just curious. No,
I don't think that the government should have enough power that they can
I
manipulate it.
understand. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
just busting
know.
your chops. A little bit.
I think
Calm down, Kimasabi. Calm down.
Oh my gosh, that was so wrong.
Oh, that was. I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
awesome.
I'm sorry. I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh, you're so
Hold on.
like
Kimasabi is not a bad word.
no.
Doesn't that mean buddy?
That's what Tonto called Lone Ranger.
Yeah, he's Kimasabi. Is his buddy.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
It's like friend or something. I think.
I don't know what I got to say there. That's a good time. It's funny though. Look, the word Kimasabi is actually cool anyway, though. Like we should use that
Okay,
fucking word.
but I just don't think you're saying it right. Like, there's no way that it should sound like that.
Kimasabi. Kimosabi. I think it's Kimosabi.
No,
Kimosabi.
now that you're just making it worse. Just stop.
How am I making it worse? It's just a word.
You racist.
Indian
You're just
racist.
racist.
You hate Indians, don't you?
See, I have less of a problem with the Redskins term than I do Indian giver. Yeah.
That was bad.
I heard Matt Lauer use it on the Today Show like a year ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me!"
Yeah, like that's the one that's still safe. Like you're allowed to say that, man. Nobody will do anything to you.
Which is so wrong
It's
because
because it's the other way around.
the other way around.
An Indian giver is supposed to be someone who gives you something and then takes it back. Wait a minute.
We took everything.
Isn't that exactly what we did to the Indians?
Hey, don't mess this thing up with logic and reason and facts and shit. What's wrong with you?
Would you like a blanket?
Yeah, but
Oh, that's wrong.
but now they have casinos.
Yeah. And more power to them, man. Take it
Go
back.
with it. Go, go with it.
Take the power back however you can.
I'm glad they gave them those casinos first, man. Go with it. You know, if we killed all of you, you know, at least the ones that were left that we didn't kill, because we didn't kill all of you, we only killed like 90% of you.
But,
Let the other 10%
and the
go to
ones
the
that
rich.
lived, like, we gave them crap. We gave them swamp and desert.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And
That's why they're all.
casinos.
Yeah, well no, these
Hold
built
on.
a
Yeah.
casino on their swamp.
Hold on. Danielle,
What?
what did you say to me like a week ago as we were driving back
What? I don't remember.
when we were on the Alligator Alley?
I forget. What do you have to tell me?
We were on Alligator Alley, and the Miccosukee tribe is in the middle of the swamp. Mm-hmm. That's their land. And she's like, well, why would they put this thing out in the middle of nowhere? You don't remember this now? Do I have to draw the map?
No, I don't remember this.
You don't remember. We're driving back, right?
I remember driving back.
We're driving back, and we're leaving Miami. And we're pretty far out of Miami at this point, though. But there's the rest stop that's really like the Indian land. And it's in the middle of it's in the middle of Alligator Alley. Mm-hmm. That's where the Indian tribe is.
Yep.
Like, what a bunch of dicks. You put them in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah.
In hot Miami, not Miami, but in South Florida, which is steaming hot. They're in the middle of the swamp with gators.
And what they did to them in the rest of the country is no better. They got desert. And
Yeah.
It's like barren, arid land. That's all they get. It's like, the Indians are starving. And
Like we
they
gave
have
you
nothing.
we gave you the only rest stop on the Alligator Alley. That's what we gave you. Good job. There you go.
Why is this casino out in the middle of nowhere? Because that's where we sent the Indians.
Yeah.
I think I do kind of remember, but I was like in and out of sleep at that point. Like I was so tired, but I do
You
remember
were
this
totally up
conversation.
and live and awake at that point.
No, I think I fell asleep like right after that. Like I was falling asleep, but I do kind of remember the conversation now. Because I was like, well, why are they in the middle of here? Like nobody's here.
All right, well, we're getting to
Oh, yeah,
1
let's take
hour
a break.
into the live
Let's
feed.
take a
Let's
break.
take a
Let's
break.
take a
We're
break.
going to play some Rebel Inc. We got Rebel Inc.
Which one you playing? Which one you playing?
We're going to do Police State.
Oh, yeah.
And then Burn.
No, we did Burn before.
Well, yeah,
we
I don't
didn't
think
do
that
all of it.
opening. I don't think that.
You don't think the opening counts?
No, I don't think it played
I don't
because it
think
wasn't
played.
live.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Well, we gotta just figure this thing out. Yeah, this thing just keeps airing on me.
No, I don't think we have a high enough video player
I think
for
you
it on our
guys shouldn't
computers.
be watching it. Actually.
Really?
It might actually be messing up the.
Oh, okay. I'll turn it off then.
Sorry.
So, all right, cool. Hey, we'll take a break off the rails. Again, if you do want to call the program, wait 7 minutes. But if you do, go 1-800-525-4032, Refresh Telecom, 1-800-525-4032. And we'll be back after these couple songs.
Far past the city walls, high above the courts and bars. They're building a machine, the likes of which we've never seen. Designed to break our will, track us and keep us still. In the name of freedom, they will trust and fight our every kill. Police state. They got their riot shields, tear gas and black batons. This ain't protected, so it's clear to see what side they're on. They think that they can do the dirty work of someone else. Sit back, collect the check and disassociate themselves. We're not afraid of you. We will not want it hard. What side you gonna choose? 'Cause we are not afraid to die. We'll rise up. Fight the police state. 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 Fight the police state. Fight the police state. Fight the police state. Rise up.
Police, military, judges, people of the establishment, you no longer have to serve the corruption.
You'll never be a part of it.
You took it all to protect the rights of the people.
You were just a face for it.
Nothing is not gonna be done with you.
Or we get used by it.
You will have no choice but to join the people.
But you'll never be a part of it.
Act now or they're still gonna get you.
But you'll never be a part of it. You'll never be a part of it. But you'll never be a part of it. So rise up. Fight the police state. So rise up. Fight the police state. Rise on. So rise up. created to the ground. I said I'll take this whole world and burn it down. You pretend that you come to save me, but you hold me down to rape me. Wow, I take the whole world and burn it down. Burn this life that you created to the ground. I said I'll take this whole world and burn it down. This nation's fire is set, nothing can stop us now. Burn. Set the fire, set the fire, set the fire, sit back and watch it burn. Set the fire, set the fire, I'll set the fire, sit back and I'll watch it burn. I'll set the fire, I'll set the fire, I'll set the fire, sit back and watch it burn. I'll set the fire, I'll set the fire, I'll set the fire, sit back and watch it burn to the ground. I'll take the whole world, we burn it down. Burn that fire that you created to the ground. I said I'll take this whole world and burn it down. This nation's fire is set, nothing can stop us now.
Welcome back to Off the Rails with Alex. I was waiting for, like, I was watching Greg the whole time. Like, you're not moving. You're not moving. You're still not moving. You're still not moving. The music's over. It's silent. What are you doing over there? Well, if you do want to call the program, the number is 1-800-525-4032. I gotta tell you personally, I go around the state, give a lot of speeches and stuff. I do a lot of talks or whatever. If I listen to that song before I go in there, man, mark is gonna be different.
It's a whole different speech.
Yeah.
I like speech though.
Not that I have them ever written down or anything, but just an attitude and different things that you say in certain speeches, you know.
Sometimes you can listen to that song and then not speak for a few hours, and then it'll still be that kind of speech.
Yeah. It's a good speech to give. It's like the death ground speech.
Yeah,
I think it's what I call it.
and it is what you call it.
I don't use the death ground analogy all the time, though.
No, in fact, I
should
haven't
use that
heard
more.
you.
I
I haven't
should
heard you use that in a long time.
You know what, man? Because it's not. You can't just say that every time. That's you know. There's such a connotation there, you know.
Nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
Oh no. Here's the thing. If you heard the word death ground, did you know inherently what kind of speech that would be?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, I'll explain it. I'll explain it right now. What death ground means is that when the Japanese were having the islands and we were coming over there, what they were told is that you're on death ground, which means you're the only way you give this ground up is if you die. So they were backed up to the point where you're on death ground. And so when I give a speech and I talk about death ground, I kind of give the same analogy. Like we're backed up to a point where, you know, at what point's death ground? Like we don't have any further back to go. Like you just have to fight, and if you die, you die. If you win, you win. But again, it's a defensive position, not an offensive position. That's what death ground means. It doesn't mean an offensive move. It's more of a defensive move.
Right.
So it's getting pushed back to the point. Now, and don't get me wrong, the Japanese were wrong in World War II, and you know, I'm glad we won. You know, I'm not trying to say that Japanese were doing a good thing, but that's just what they were doing. You know, we had to take them islands though in order to, you know, bomb them with an H bomb.
Gosh.
Well, you know, don't be messing around, Japan. What are you doing?
Okay, you're
Pearl
getting
Harbor?
way off the topic of the kind of speech that you give.
Oh, I got you. Okay, well, at any rate, so. Well, where do you want to go then? We talked about it a little bit out in the garage about different ways to go. Where are we going to go? What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you looking at right there?
Colombian women stopped having sex with their husbands until they fixed the roads.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Honestly, you women could fix this country overnight. You really could.
You
You could. All you got to do is just say, all right, until we're
Everybody's cut off.
You're on the
Yeah.
couch
until we
you-
balance the
you
budget.
Stop
Everybody,
this shit.
yeah, 535 women could fix this. Well, not all, because there's some women up
There's
there.
some women up there.
The husband should do the same thing.
535 spouses could get this.
Yeah. Just go to them and say, look, I ain't giving you any until you get the budget balance. But then again, the problem is a lot of those people don't want that because they're living on the gravy train anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
problem.
And
That's the problem.
That's the nuclear option because it either works or it creates resentment anyway.
Well, I'd probably create resentment no matter what. But
Yeah.
yeah, what are you going to do, though? I don't care.
Yeah, I guess there's a town in Colombia where the roads are horrible and doesn't connect to any of the other towns. And so all of the women in the town have said no for the last few days until the roads get fixed. They're like, pave the roads or you're on the couch.
Do your chores or it ain't happening. It's that simple.
So they've gone on strike.
They've gone on strike. God bless
It's called the crossed legs movement.
them. The cross
Dang
legs
it.
movement?
Yeah.
Dang it.
And it says this time it seems that members of the cross leg movements are actually getting results because there's been pictures of bulldozers and heavy machinery on the road starting making repairs.
Wow. Wow. That really is amazing, by the way. I mean, I'm good for them, you know, if you need to get something done.
It's like that episode of Big Bang Theory. It seems that sex is a better motivator than chocolate. I wonder if anybody stumbled on this revelation besides me.
This is amazing. This is just amazing.
So you asked what I was looking at. That's what it was.
I'm
She's thinking of unionizing.
Are you really?
We got some chores to get done up in here.
There's no unionizing in this house. I'll tell you right now. Last thing I need is you people start talking to each other, start trying to form stuff, thinking you got votes and shit. That ain't gonna happen.
We were at a meeting a couple days ago, and he was saying something about something I said. He's like, "You don't get to come here and have fun and just get to talk like that." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I live in the biggest dictatorship in Florida. This is where I come out and get to say what I want."
You even have your throne with your spot.
It's just my spot, man. Everybody's got a spot. That's where I live, man. I got a spot where I live, man. Can't a guy have a spot? You know what I mean? Come on.
Absolutely.
He does.
It's,
His more like a couch that's like all his.
Yeah. Look, man, that's just the way it is.
your home is your castle. The king has to have a throne.
Yes,
That's,
and he does.
You do a pretty, well, you don't really do a whole lot of driving around, I guess, but you do some.
yeah.
He drives here.
Where do you, like, I know we talked a little bit about Loveline out before, but what is your range of radio station numbers? Like, do you have a certain number, or will you go, like, everywhere? Do you ever listen to, like, the low 90s?
No, I typically, I'll listen to 102.5, the talk radio station, or one of the rock stations, or I'll just listen to my own music.
Do you ever listen to NPR?
I have. That's certainly not something I go to that often. There's got to be some bad radio on for me to end up on NPR.
Oh, that's funny.
I hate NPR, by the way.
I pick NPR.
Yes.
You pick him.
Oh, yeah. I
Yes.
totally pick NPR.
For hours.
Yeah,
And
I'll listen to it
hours.
for hours in the car. If I can get it. Now, I don't like all the different NPR stations, but I can get the Gainesville station. That one's actually pretty good. I don't agree with most of the stuff that's on there, though, but they do have stories, and I love the stories that they tell. They're not even stories that prove a point. They're just like, they had a story about, what was that guy's name? The Duke Ellington.
Yes.
Do you know who Duke Ellington is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For an hour.
A guy that did like wrote a book about the Duke Ellington.
And apparently there was even more in the book that we didn't hear about on the hour drive. I can't even imagine what else was in there.
NPR books on tape.
Well, it's actually like it's a good it was I actually thoroughly enjoyed the interview. I thought it was interesting to hear about stuff like that. That's one thing you get on NPR that you don't get anywhere else.
Right.
Now, if they could just have libertarians doing the news, we'd be all right.
It was
I'd like to.
the longest hour of my life.
Do you not understand the paradox of having libertarians do the news on NPR?
On National Public Radio. Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you what I'd really love
Like
to
the
do.
radio that is financed by the taxpayers.
Yeah, the socialized radio.
Oh no, we'd change the model. We'd give the money back. Here's the thing. You ain't National Public Radio because you don't actually represent the public. You're left-wing
It's just paid for by the
propaganda. You're left-wing propaganda paid for by the public is what you are. And I don't think you should be allowed to do this. So here's the thing. Instead of saying I'm going to pass a law, I'd like to buy the station and take it over and put libertarians on it. But the story programming all stays.
Oh my gosh, why?
She's like, that's the worst part.
Oh god.
You don't like the story stuff.
I want to
huh?
buy it just so I
No.
could get rid of that part.
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't even get rid of all of them either, though. I would want the back and forth. Like public radio, they're part of the public, too. I'm not saying that they're not, because they are. They do represent a much smaller minority of the public than they would like to admit. Because most people, I think, are with us, not with them. But that's
Right.
for neither here nor there. I think that their opinion matters enough that you should have them on, but I think you should have all the voices on something like National Public Radio.
Right.
But I still make it private, though. I don't want it. I don't want the
I hope
the
someone's
government to
calling
pay for
in
it.
to tell you how awful the programming is on NPR.
Really? You guys don't like it, huh?
I hate it. Oh, and you listen to it all the time, and I've given up on that fight. Like I've completely given up on that fight when we drive because you are the controller of the radio, whether I'm driving or you're driving, and I understand that. But it is, I mean, painful to listen to.
Really? You just hate it so much?
Oh, I do.
I'm just weird.
That's why eventually when you talk, I'm like, wait, what? Because I've completely tuned out anything going on in the car.
Oh, I feel bad.
We have a call. We have a caller on the line.
All right, caller, go ahead.
Hey, it's James.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Hey, I just was wondering what town has ass so good that a bunch of guys will get up a bunch of dozers and start tearing up roads and fixing roads.
What country was that
It has
in?
to be like somewhere like around the Playboy Mansion or something. Because God, if it's that gig that I'm willing to tear up a road and fix a road.
Well, you get a couple of the right people. It's almost like jury nullification. You get a couple of the right wives saying, "I want the roads fixed." The road's going to get fixed.
It's in Colombia. It's Barbacos, Colombia. It's in Southwest Colombia.
It is Barbacos. Yeah, Barbacos. Sounds like a weird taco with Taco Bell. But
I think somewhere they have a brothel there, I would assume.
I don't know. Well, no, it's people's wives and husbands and stuff, man. I
They're
mean,
just wives, I think.
okay, not people's wives. Sorry, but it's people's wives out there. That's what That's just. I don't know. Look, man, that's beautiful. Power of persuasion.
How good it is a matter of perspective.
I guess, yeah, that's right.
It's like Eddie Murphy.
I bet
said,
you're in Colombia, you
if
ain't-
you haven't eaten in,
Well, wait a minute.
in a
It's ingenious.
For the donkey or
It's ingenious because if every woman says no, and then they have bad roads, they can't get to another town.
right.
Yeah.
You can't go find that in
It's
other
like,
women.
I gotta fix the road whether I want it here or in the next town.
Exactly.
That is funny.
so it's definitely between me and the donkey at that point.
And then again, I'm sure the guys aren't happy with the roads either. This gives them a good reason to go out there and fix them. You got to fix the roads, guys. Fix them. People got to drive around. So, but who will build the roads?
Yeah, I don't think I'm working.
Sex-starved
I'm working
husbands.
that hard.
Yeah, but who will build the roads? Sex-starved husbands.
Sex stars husbands
There you There you go.
that can't get to another town because the roads are shitty.
Unbelievable.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Thanks, you too.
Oh, that is actually kind of funny. What were we talking about now?
We're talking about your horrible programming on NPR.
Oh yeah.
Can we please stop talking about that? I'm so glad James
Do you ever,
called me.
hey, do you ever,
Yes,
do you ever
okay.
listen? Do you ever listen to Spanish music?
Not when I can help it. I mean, I have, and
Every
I
once
can
in a while I-
appreciate
every
it.
once in a while I
It's good.
will, yeah.
I when I'm out at a Mexican restaurant, drinking margaritas, I love it.
Yeah, kind of like Dean
Yeah.
Martin at
I
Olive
love-
Garden.
I love mariachi.
Oh yeah, no,
restaurants
that's
and
live
stuff,
mariachi bands. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I mean, but I'm not going to turn it on the radio if that's what you're getting.
I will go. I will scan the entire thing on radio.
This is a true story.
I scan the whole thing
Yes.
when I'm driving around. Here's the one thing. Too, look, I'm so many hours on the road. I have nothing better to do than to scan just to see what you can find. And you find a big mix of. Matter of fact, every once in a while, I will sit and listen to religious programming.
It doesn't happen often though.
It doesn't happen often though, but it does happen. They really got to be kind of entertaining. And
They got
funny.
to move you, huh?
No, they got to be entertaining. They got to be funny. They can't be like, well, Fire and Brimstone can be funny if you're just laughing at it, but but the other one though, they can be, and they can tell a story and they can give a moral and stuff, and there's sometimes it's good to listen to.
He doesn't do that one that often.
But I don't do
he
that any
does-
often anymore.
I don't
But
know
now-
if I can trust your judgment on radio programming,
No,
though.
you
Because
I love
one of your
every-
favorite things to listen to is the story parts of NPR.
I don't know. You feel. I don't know. I like that part.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, there's a couple people we can't even hear. By the way,
Right.
there's a couple people we're not even allowed to listen to in the car.
Oh, who's that?
Levin is one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't listen to Levin.
We have an absolute. I have an absolute ban on Levin.
I won't listen to Dave Ramsey.
Okay.
Oh, what's that one guy's name? He's on not Dennis Prager, but he's on with what Dennis Prager's on though. He's on the same. He's on like 860 here locally. Oh, what's that guy's name? You know who I'm talking about, right?
No, I have no idea.
I can't remember his name, but there's another guy. He's there. I will not listen to him anymore. He's such a douchebag, really. Like the guy's such a douche. I'm glad I can't remember his name, by the way, because I don't even want to give him the satisfaction of saying it.
Here's the thing: is I would much rather actually ban a few other people that Alex won't ban. So like
Who would you want to ban?
I want to ban Schnitt for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll catch Schnitt every once in a while and just want to hear what he says, but not because I like Schnitt. I really don't like Schnitt.
Right.
I hate him.
His voice drives me nuts, too.
Right, mine too. Like his voice, just his voice is like nails on a chalkboard. But Alex will listen to him now. I do have to say, Alex can only take him for a short amount of time, and then even he'll be like, "Oh, I can't do this anymore." And I don't like Hannity. I would rather never listen to Hannity either. But you do, and you don't listen because you like him. You listen because you want to know what he's saying.
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know what their angle is, though, because what happens is that you end up hearing from people. Some people are going to take offense to this, but be honest with you, quit listening to Hannity and you won't have this problem. Is that what they'll do is they'll regurgitate to me what Hannity told them.
Right.
And so if I just hear it from Hannity first, I can figure out the argument against it
Like
and then be
really
able to go to
quickly,
that
yeah.
person. So when I already know their argument by the time they show up.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Not all of them do that, by the way. Not everybody does that, but there are some people that do that. Same thing with Rush. I listen to Rush for the same reason. People
Yeah.
always say, "Oh, you're low information voter." That came from Rush.
Yeah.
Now, Rush is, in all reality, the one thing you got to say about Rush is that like him or hate him, and I don't particularly care for the man too much. I don't even hate Rush like I hate him. He's just, you're the mouthpiece for the establishment, whether you like to admit it or not. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing: you can talk bad about the establishment all day long. You had Dick Cheney on yesterday,
Yeah.
talking about how
Yeah.
much you like Dick Cheney. You move where the crowd goes, but at the end of the day, those guys pay your bills, and you stick with those people.
I have a question. What was the question that the guy asked you? Oh no, the guy made a statement. This guy makes a statement, or I don't even know. It could have been a girl because you just asked me the question. If someone says that they wish the Bush years had been the Cheney years on Facebook, is that enough to delete them?
That might get you close.
Like, regardless
Might
of
get
who
you
it is that just grounds for automatic? You're not my friend.
See,
Like,
no,
I
'cause I'm not like that bad on
Like,
Facebook.
Like, I won't block you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not that bad on Facebook. I like to have differing opinions. I like to have people who don't think the same way as I do around me. So
So you would still keep them?
I would keep them. I would laugh at them. Actually, I would laugh at them. I would mock them. I would point them out to you guys and be like, "Look what this dumbass said." Yeah, I would. That's what I would do.
You know, I don't mind people with somewhat differing opinions. But if your opinion is that Dick Cheney was a really good guy, I don't want that opinion. I don't want to know the rest. I don't want to. Here's the thing. More importantly, I don't want to argue with you. You want to like Dick Cheney? You go to some place evil and go love your Dick Cheney.
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't interact with them at all. I wouldn't fight with them about it, but I would watch that train wreck happen. Okay, I want to see you show up in my news feed and see what kind of train wreck your life is. That you think Dick Cheney it would have been better than Bush.
I actually am getting to the point where, because of the campaign and all this other stuff, I keep getting to where I'm at the limit. So I do have to have criteria on deleting people now to make room for other people coming into the campaign and things like that. So Alex asked me the other day, we're working, and all of a sudden he goes, is saying that the Bush years would have been better if they were the Cheney years grounds for deletion? I'm like, on my page they would be.
Here's the thing. I spend way entirely too much time arguing with people on Facebook. And I don't believe that Facebook is a way that you change hearts and minds.
No.
I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe it at all. I don't think it's worked. It's a way for me to be able to communicate with those I like.
Right.
And if you're a Dick Cheney person, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't want to know about you any more than that. I'm not going to come hunting you down or anything like that. I'm not going to come for you. And I don't want you knowing what I'm doing because I don't want you stealing any of my ideas.
Are showing up.
I've had enough neocons take stuff I said and use it, Rubio.
I don't trust you to actually be thinking if this is your opinion. So you're probably going to steal all my material. So I don't want you looking at my wall.
Yeah. I want to make it as difficult as possible for you to see what's going on. Even though in social media it's almost impossible to do. If you want to be able to see somebody, you can. All you do is do a fake name, and
right.
you can watch them all day long. So it doesn't even matter. But if I catch you, here's the thing: you pop your head up. Oh, Cheney, pop, pop, gotta get it.
Cheney hunting.
And I ain't gonna argue with you, call you names or nothing. I don't ever speak to these people and say anything bad. Like I'm going to delete you because you said this. I'm like, nope. Bye.
Like birdshot to the face.
Yeah. Or if somebody really says something nice about Rubio, I check the state. And if they live outside of Florida, bye. Like that's enough to go. Again, I want. Here's the thing. This is going to sound kind of egotistical to say this. You know what? I want my friends to be able to. There's a lot of people out there that I don't really know really well, but I would consider to be friends. I would like them to be the only ones on my Facebook.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I'd like to eventually get rid of everybody else, and I will eventually, one at a time, get rid of people. New people be add on, but you say something stupid, you're off. You don't like Cheney? The guy's what? You know, I'll look at you too. I mean, maybe you're kidding. I try to check for the kidding factor, so I do try to look to see what else they were.
Is this a joke? I mean, are you trying to get a laugh out of me? Because that was my first reaction.
Yeah. Like, this ain't right.
So no, it was funny. Like, because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then someone the other day when you said something about, you know, are people regretting Rubio, and they were like, well, I didn't have anyone better to vote for. I was like, I said it on his wall.
I won't even get rid of you for
No, he didn't.
You can say on that one. You didn't know.
He's telling me, and I'm like, oh no, someone did not just say that on your wall.
I know.
That's fine with me. I don't even mind that one. I don't even mind that one. But you like Cheney, man. You should know better. At this point, you should know better. After everything that's gone on, after all the lives that we've lost, after all the money that we blew, after the Obama we got coming in after them, because the only way you're going to get Obama in is if the guy that is running against him is like the other guy, even though that guy is going to do exactly what the other guy was going to do anyway, because they're all doing the same crap and they just extend crap, and when they get in office, they just, you know, Obama was no different than Bush. He was no different than, he puts a different face on it, but that's all he does, you know what I mean? You know, and then you got Biden, the biggest dumbass on the planet. Like, Biden's literally the biggest dumbass on the... How does this guy get elected into office?
Just
like,
take a shotgun and shoot it straight up into the air.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Are you...
What if there's a second floor and my kids are upstairs, you fucking idiot?
Or the fact that the bullet has to come down, called gravity.
Yeah. And let's shoot a bunch of birdshot in the air, see what happens.
Yeah.
Jesus, you're stupid. Just dumb. But at any rate, I mean, that's what you got with those guys. But I like PBS, though. I'm just saying.
You mean NPR?
NPR. I like NPR. I like NPR.
He likes Sesame Street.
There's nothing wrong with Sesame Street, by the way. I like Sesame Street, man.
Well,
Big Bird's cool.
Big Bird is kind of fun.
Snuffleupagus is the coolest. I'm also kind of partial to Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, I wouldn't know why.
Well,
You're such a normal, you're such a nice young man.
couldn't have anything to do with him looking like a giant nug of weed. Oscar, why are you such a grouch? I live in a trash can. What do you think?
Hey, let me ask you guys another question. This is still politically based.
Okay.
Have you guys heard some of the new stats out there about number of people like on disability, number of people on Medicaid, a number of people that are collecting a check from the government and stuff like that?
I have not.
Okay. Well, there is something new out right now that says, and I want to give you a couple different facts, and then I want to ask you a question based off of the facts that I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So what they're saying is 49% of Americans receive government benefits.
Okay.
So it says here also that the U.S. spent $3.7 trillion on welfare over the last 5 years. That's what it says.
Okay.
Where's the other stat? I don't know where it was, but they talked about 108. Oh, no, I think you got to click on it. No, click on this one. Hold on, let me give you this one. So that means that 151 million Americans out of a population to be 306 million received benefits in one form or another from one or more government programs during the last months of 2011. So that was 2011 numbers, and those people are on those programs.
Okay.
Take that into account with now the food stamp cuts that are coming in November, because they're going to cut some on food stamps, and more cuts are going to be planned this one. Now, as the stimulus expires, is basically what they're saying. Is because the
Right.
stimulus expires, it goes back down to the pricing that it was before. But it's technically what they're calling it to be a cut.
It's not really a cut.
So, and what they estimate is 20% of American households are actually on food stamps.
Okay.
So I want to ask you two questions. One, do you think this is the beginning, like you're starting to see the unraveling, and that this thing's going to crash out? And the second thing is this. And again, I want them to cut I want them to cut food stamps and all this other stuff. I mean, eventually. I don't want to do it overnight, but eventually I want these programs to not be at a federal level. I want to be at a state level.
Right.
But I'm personally offended that you have to give the banks $80 billion a month and you're going to cut food stamps?
Yeah. Agreed.
Like, you're giving the Fed $80 billion a month after the quantitative easing, after all the other money that you've given to those people. And you want to cut food stamps. And when they made this farm bill, and this is how evil the damn GOP is, right? They make this farm bill where in the farm bill itself.
Did you ask a question?
Oh, no. Oh, my first question was, do you think that you're seeing the unraveling here?
Possibly. Yeah.
Possibly.
It depends on how they handle it. I mean, they're able to tie up loose ends like this. All they got to do. I mean, the fact of the matter is, we still have the bombs. That's why all this is propped up. It would have collapsed a long time ago otherwise.
Yeah.
That's why the dollar is propped up. That's why our economy is propped up. That's why we can have Germany, France, Mexico, Brazil all going, why are you tapping our president's cell phone? And nobody can really do shit about it. We can, it can come out that we are tapping everybody. We are spying
Oh, it's coming out one at a time.
We are spying on our friends. We are spying on our enemies, and then we are spying on our own citizens. And you can't do shit because we got the bombs. That's really what it comes down to.
And we've used them.
Yeah.
And we'll use them again.
And we'll use them again.
Actually, the one thing that's saving our ass right now.
So, I mean, it depends on what their play is. I mean, they can create more money out of thin air with the Fed and just...
It's all going to crash at one point. Because here's the thing. The other countries have had enough.
Yeah, that's all it's going to take is for the other countries to just get tired of it.
Well,
and
yeah.
China and Russia are getting that way. And when our allies start getting that way, that's when it's going to be trouble. And that's what's happening now. And that's what this whole NSA thing could lead to, is our allies just saying, you know what, this crosses the line and we're done with your bullshit.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see it already. And now you made a place called the UN. Now, here's the thing. That's the other thing too. Like, I'm not an isolationist by any stretch of imagination. I get offended when I'm called that because I want to trade with other countries. I want to be able to go places in other countries and have people go, "Oh, America's pretty cool."
And I'm willing to help countries militarily that are being invaded, but not, under obligation to no matter what.
Yeah, look, I think what I always put the thing at is if Congress declares war.
Right.
I may not like the war that they declare if they declare war. If they're going at it in a constitutional manner, then it should be that it's us that's actually, being threatened. But when it comes to some of those other countries like that, I mean, again, I might be a no vote, but I'm okay with it as long as they declare war.
Right.
It has to be that, though. You got to do it. And it's got to be, the reason you declare war is it's got to be timeline shit. Look, if you're going to go over there, blow shit up quickly and
Right.
get the heck home. Don't get people killed all the time. Don't do it. That's why we should never be going to war.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say nothing about that.
No, I know.
I want to, but I'm not going to.
I know. I'm not gonna.
Bill Young. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just keeping it quiet. Not going to say a word about any of it.
Probably best.
Oh, yeah. It is probably best. It's not fun, though, because you know what, man? I'd like to say something right now, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut. We got to go down to something else. But, what I was going to say about the food stamp programs, though. If these things go away, like, I think what the government has officially figured out, and I don't know for sure if they knew this before or they were just testing it with this, I think that this glitch that happened with the EBT cards was a test. Was like a trial balloon. Mm-hmm. To say, let's see what happens if we do this.
Right.
Because that means they can go into basically a riot situation countrywide in like a day, and all they got to do is turn a card off. Mm-hmm. That's owned by the what do you call it? It's owned by the banks, by the bankers, because it's Chase that runs the card. I think.
And we pay the bankers, but we're going to cut off all those people.
Yeah. Which again, Republicans they had this farm bill. The farm bill had a huge subsidies to the farmers,
Right.
and huge subsidies to the food stamps. But the thing was this: the farm subsidies of the corporations was way bigger than the other. Mm-hmm. They didn't touch that.
Yeah.
They gutted the other one. They gutted the one for the people that goes directly to people.
Right.
Again, if you're against welfare, then be against all of it.
Right. And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why Republicans get called racist, and it's difficult not to see that and understand that line of thinking, because you want to cut government welfare to poor people, which are typically ethnic groups, but you're not going to cut the welfare to corporations, rich white people.
Right.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember, and then that's
the kind of decisions Republicans make. That's just one example.
Oh, yeah.
Of the way that they behave and the things that they are for and against that makes people go,
yeah.
You bunch of racists.
Yeah, but just as many white people are on those programs as every other color too, though. Like there's as many honkies that are collecting a check as there are, black people and Spanish people and stuff. And I don't think we should let Asians do it though. They're already too smart already.
You fucking racist.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, I don't want any of them on it, so I don't necessarily want the Asians on. I don't want to exclude the Asians, though. I ain't trying to exclude the Asians. Nothing but love for you. Konnichiwa. So.
No slope was going to get his hands on your birthright.
No, but look, I like to see all these programs gone, but the thing is, though, let's cut the corporate one first, though.
Right.
Don't cut the one for the people.
Yeah.
Look, this country's going to have to reset, and it's not going to be easy. It is going to be painful.
It's going to be uglier for the people that need food stamps than for the people who need the farm subsidies.
Yeah. Well, the people that need food stamps need to understand that it's coming and need to start preparing.
Well,
and I don't mean by making more money. Growing some food yourself. I mean, we got to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but we got to get it done though, because it's when it happens, it's going to happen quick.
It's going to be ugly.
That's why it's good. Well, I'm not going to go back on the politics thing. So I'm just saying. I'm saying people just make sure you're being ready.
Not going to go back on the politics thing. What are we talking about?
I was trying to get away from it. I'm sorry.
You don't know how.
I have a hard time. Hey, do you guys ever we talked about this before, but do you ever use Stumble Upon? Or you did use it before, Greg, but now you don't use it anymore, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find good stuff there, man. Adrian was all mad at me about it, too. You get off the internet. I like it.
the internet.
He says, you've got to stumble upon. You've been on the internet too long. Now,
I think he's got a point.
he does have a point.
I disagree.
I'm looking through the emails the other day, and I get these emails from Stumble Upon. So I ask him, I'm like, because I don't have a Stumble Upon account. And I ask Alex, I'm like, can you like favorite things on Stumble Upon or like favorite people? And he's like, yeah, you can. And I'm like, have you done it? And he's like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, okay, if you get an email from Stumble Upon, you've missed the purpose of this website. Like, you didn't stumble upon it if they emailed it to you and said, hey, look what's here.
Yeah, check it out.
Hey, look, man, you have the option of stumbling if you choose to.
I'm just saying, you've missed the purpose if you have to get emails when something's been loaded on.
You know, man, you can make fun of it if you want to.
You're not stumbling anymore. You're checking email.
All right, look, man, that ain't right.
I mean, you get enough Facebook friends, you don't really need Stumble Upon. You get, I mean, see, that's the thing. You're too picky about the people you let on your friends list, and you don't let a wide variety of people in. Yeah, I
can understand how that's a little bit of a problem. I can understand how that's a little bit of a problem.
I actually, pretty much anyone who sends me a friend request, I generally will let them on. And then, obviously, if they say something inappropriate or something like that, I'll take them off. But for the most part, anyone who sends me a friend request, I accept. Well, someone had said, someone who I vehemently disagree with. They're part of an organization that I completely disagree with, and he says to me, well, we share many common Facebook friends, so that must prove to you that the organization agrees with you at some point. I'm like, no, it just means I'll accept anyone as a friend.
I don't have good Facebook friend judgment. That's what it is.
It just means I have a lot of dumbasses to get rid of.
I get to
see, you guys are like talking about deleting people, cleaning out your friends list, and see that statement you were talking about. That's the kind of thing I do because I like want to clean out my friends list, but I'm lazy, so I don't really want to clean it. So I'll just say something really absurd and offensive to get people to delete me.
No,
and it's like, no, if you laugh at this and you like it and you get it, then you deserve to stay. But if this offends you, then please delete me because I need to clean my friends list.
We have both posted things saying, please, if if you agree with this or you don't agree with this or whatever, depending on what we're saying, please delete me. Like, we're not friends. And nobody does it.
I think I've only done it like once or twice.
No,
though.
that's such a lie, Alex.
I don't say it a lot.
No,
See,
there was like a month or two, like a year, like maybe even like a year and a half ago, where you did it a lot because you were like, I'm trying to get like.
But you can't put people on the spot like that. What you got to do is you got to say something that's going to like separate the wheat from the chaff. Like whenever a tragic event happens, I make comments. Like when the Aurora shooting happened, I was like, "That'll teach you people to talk in the theater." And people did not like that. When that Norwegian massacre happened, I was like, "I'm canceling my Norwegian cruise," and people did not like that.
I won't say stuff like that though.
Canceling my Norwegian cruise.
Like,
Gorilla? All right.
I actually say enough things about, like, there's times where I just go on, like, a GOP rants for, like, days. Like, every day I'll find a new story, and then I go on to, like, how's that takeover going? And I'll do this for days on end, and my friends list still goes up. Like, there's no way to get rid of these people.
Just keep trying to.
I don't know what I have to say to get people to delete me.
I just take a different viewpoint. On that one.
You delete a lot of people.
And I don't want to argue with. There's some people I don't want to argue with. If I'm arguing with you, then I actually more than likely want to keep it or want you to be there still. Because I do want to see differing opinions.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see people that like Dick Cheney.
People who think Dick Cheney's
Like, if you think
alright.
McCain's a good guy, like, I don't really have anything to say to you. You think Romney was really good. No, I might not even delete you, but you start saying some positive stuff about Romney. Honestly, we just view the problem differently. We really do at the end of the day. You may say, hey, I want to keep, I want to keep this government, and I'm with you. I want liberty. No, you don't, because you voted for, you want that guy. If you're with that guy, then you ain't with me, because that guy's evil. It's like back in McConnell. Yeah, like McConnell ain't been up there. He voted for the bailout. Didn't he? Yeah, didn't
Yeah,
he vote for
he
the
did,
bailout?
yeah.
McConnell did?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not the way it works. And luckily, a lot of people are going with us on this, man.
There's some people that anger you so much you tell me to delete them off my friends list.
I want them to do nothing.
I want them off mine and yours.
Yeah. All of a sudden he'll be like, "Do you have this person?" And I'll look it up. Like, yeah. Well, delete them. Like, okay.
I'm making sure I'm making room for as many friendlies as possible.
Yeah.
Because
well,
I'll friend request. I mean, if somebody friend requests me, I'd more than likely say yes. I mean, unless you're an obvious, fake profile that's trying to be some
Toby
Vietnamese
the
girl.
NSA plant.
Well, no.
no. We say hi to Toby all the time. Hi, Toby.
No. I actually, my problem is I get like Vietnamese 15-year-olds,
Right.
and then they're hi, how you doing? Good, how you doing? I want to get to America. Immigration.
I don't live in Ellis Island. What do
Yeah.
you do?
I'm sorry, I'm nothing I can do for you. Well, you could bring me over and I could do things. Bye. Bye. And then I get blocked and deleted right from there. But I won't block delete until they actually try to initiate the.
I like because you will talk to them. We're like he'll get like the hi and he'll go hi back, and then it'll be like, "You're so nice. I think I love you." Like, dude, I said hello.
Wow.
Like,
You must get some mean guys around you. Hi, fuck you. Oh.
and then he deletes it pretty quickly, but he does like
I
he'll
block them. Delete them.
yeah,
block
you
'em.
block them. Where I only delete people, like you're big into blocking. I don't block a lot of people though.
Yeah, but the way I set my page up though is that it's open though at the same time.
Yeah,
But see, you block too many people, and then they're like getting involved in conversations in other pages and groups, and you're only getting half of the conversations, and you're like missing what's going on.
that happens all the time.
No, it happens a lot too. And I don't care what they have to say.
But you
Again,
have no context for why
here's the thing.
your friend is ripping them a new asshole.
I don't care. I'm not talking. That person like Cheney. I don't care.
He thought Dick Cheney was a solid dude. You're out of here.
You're out. Bye. See ya. Don't like you. Can't deal with you. I mean, really. There's certain not anybody that posts anything about Levin, but I even go so far as almost with some people that are
Okay, that
really
is
into Levin.
that is my one. Like that's my big like. If you're a Levin fan, you're done.
You're out.
Yeah. That's a personal issue there. That if you don't know the backstory on me and Levin and why I hate him and why there's like a personal issue there, then you don't need to be my friend. Like we're not friends now. So that is my one. Like, that's why as soon as the sound his voice comes on the radio, like Alex knows, like change it because I'll go nuts. Like no, I won't even listen to a second of that guy.
Yeah. No,
And that's personal.
she's seriously on
No,
that.
I'm serious.
Well, tell him why though. Tell him why. He's thinking you're crazy. Tell him why.
I think it's now actually been like 2 years.
No, it's been a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it might have been a little longer. But he had gotten into a very public fight with a friend of mine, and I ended up writing. I had one of his books, and I bought it a long time ago, and I actually never even really read it. I kind of skimmed through it and was like, oh, I don't like this, and and so I still had the book. So when he had this very public fight, I actually wrote a letter returning the book, and it was very, like professional, just a nice professional written letter, but why I don't believe I need his book anymore. And I sent it back. But what happened is I actually had posted on my Facebook page saying, this is the letter I'm sending to Mark Levin, and I'm sending back his book. But I had tagged a few of and these were radio people that were having this issue with Levin. And when I had put their names in there, I guess that was when Facebook first changed to like it would tag people when you type their name. So this letter ended up going on everybody's page. And so it ended up getting back to him too because it tagged him too because he was on my friends list. And that night when he went on his show, he ranted for 3 hours about this stupid girl from Florida that had written him this letter. And for 3 hours just talked shit about me for 3 hours.
Well, that's him.
And so now we have a moratorium on anything Mark Levin.
Yeah.
I'll go with that too. I don't. Be honest with you, I could care less for the dude anyway, though. I don't like him.
Right.
He worked for Reagan.
Yeah, and I didn't like him anyways. But
He's another guy. He's another faker. These guys are
Yeah.
all fakers. It's like,
Yeah,
you're part of the problem, dude. And you can go in there and yell and scream and say that you weren't trying to bully me, but you're a jerk. You're a piece of shit. You should be in jail too.
And
Were you involved in Iran-Contra? Answer that question, Levin, you pissant.
Yeah, don't invoke Reagan if you want to talk about limited government.
I doubled the size of government while I was in there, by the way. Just for the
Yeah, he ran on ending the Department of Education and instead expanded it and made it a freaking cabinet post.
right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah, that's your small government.
Yeah, he had a lot of pithy limited government quotes, but he didn't do shit when it comes to limited government.
Yeah.
And it might be because he was shot. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But Levin might have done it.
Levin shot.
I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. All I'm saying is I don't know.
No, I'll let you
I
know.
just don't like that.
So that is a very one of those personal. Like you can't rant about me. Like you can't, talk shit about me for 3 hours and then I'll be all like good with you. Like no.
It's one thing to like find out about the letter and like bitch about it for like 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, no.
But like to take 3 hours a whole show
right.
to go off on this letter, that's wrong.
Yep. So yeah, and I mean, I guess a lot of people were talking about it and were sending him the letter, going, it's actually pretty well written.
And she's not wrong.
think I might do the same. so that's but that so there's a very like hatred that goes between me and Levin, and it will always be there.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I again just jerk all day long.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Greg. Because I've seen this a lot now. A lot of people are living what you would consider to be minimalist, like extreme
Minimalist.
Minimalist.
A Spartan existence.
Like they own a couple backpacks full of stuff and that's it. But it's not like they're not. These people are. A lot of them can be writers or photographers or people that they make a little bit of scratch. It's not like they're bums on the street. They're flying around doing this stuff. What do you think about that, though? I'm going to ask you it another way. If you were,
I love how he asks me questions and then as
doesn't
soon as
let
I'm
you
about to
answer.
answer, he talks over me.
I want to ask you another way.
He said he was going to ask us 2 questions before, and you got to kind of answer one, and I never even got to say anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a different way. If you were 18, would you do this?
Possibly.
Like you can't do it now.
No.
I don't care how much you want to do it. You can't do it.
And I actually thought about doing that, but I don't know. I'm too attached to stuff. I'm way more. I admit it. I'm way more attached to stuff than I would like to be, but I am.
I have some, but I'd like to get down. Here's the thing: when I have a son, like I do have a son now, but when Mikey turns
When?
like 20 and is out of school, and we only have one son, so like as long as Mikey's the only son, then I would actually like to go at that point and go do this with a bunch of people, though. Like to just almost like at a certain point, just
You've been watching too much Revolution.
Wait. So you're gonna leave with him?
Yeah, but we're bringing a bunch of people though
We're going backpacking across America
for a year,
Okay.
and then come back.
So, but you're going too.
Yeah, we're all going.
Wait, what do you mean we're all going?
Oh, everybody's going.
You're going.
Oh yeah, you're in.
Oh, okay.
Greg wants to be in. He's in too. His kid will be about the same age. We can all do it together.
Yeah.
Okay. We're all going backpacking for a year. Is this
I don't know if I want to walk across the country now. I'm sure I'm not
Oh no,
going
no,
to
no,
in 15
no.
years.
Oh no. Here's the thing: it's not that you're walking across the country at all or anything like that. You stay in hotels. You do all that kind of stuff. You just don't own much.
Oh, okay.
You just sell everything off.
So we're gonna sell off all of our
All of our stuff. We've
Okay.
got no studio, no more radio show. No.
Well, here's what you can do though.
Here's what you
He's got a plan for this.
He's got a bag for that.
You could have a bag for that. To be honest with you, you could have a bag for that. It wouldn't take much. It wouldn't even take much. All you'd have to do, technically, all you'd have to do is a computer in one of these things. The technology would be so good at that point that you could do just one. You could have one. Because I'll own a laptop. You know, it's not like you don't own a laptop. You have a laptop at that point, and you own a mic. What's the problem? Two things. We don't need the rest of this stuff. The rest of this stuff just helps it out for now. But if you were on the road doing this, you could have a website. If you have a website, you travel around.
1787network.com.
There you go.
I would like to know how you think you're going to convince me and Kelly to give up all of our stuff.
I don't see that working out for you, bro. See, you should have done that when you were 18 and single. It ain't happening now.
I guess I'm screwed. Just
You
me and
can't,
Becky.
you can't even get them to have everything they need in their purse. They're always digging through their purse and like, oh, I don't have it. Whatever it is, you know, they're always something. I mean, come on, that's not gonna happen.
And this is the funny thing, because as much as he was never going to convince me and Kelly to sell everything in the house and go backpacking, the biggest pack rat in the house is him.
But it's all bags.
I'm starting to be able to give it up now. I'm starting to give stuff up.
Wait. No. That is not a true statement. You are
one stack of shit away from an episode of Hoarders.
You are starting to walk away and leave me in a room with the stuff so that I can get rid of it.
At least I'm working on it, you know? It's so wrong. It's so wrong. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Oh no, I'm starting to get rid of stuff.
No, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff.
I'm trying real hard, Ringo.
What have you gotten rid of? I couldn't even get rid of a cable the other day.
It's a cable box, man. You put cables in the box. Cables, but I'll get rid of them, though. You know, I'm going to get rid. Here's the thing, man. Unless I'm going to get rid of everything, you can't get rid of that. No, you got to have the box full of cables. You got a lot of wires in this studio, man. You got to know when you need some wires and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to know what you got rid of.
I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've gotten rid of it. I don't remember anymore. I put it out on mine. I've had a bunch of garage sales. I've just taken stuff to the Salvation Army before. So. Not when you were around.
There we go.
Ask Kelly. Kelly will tell you. I mean, you can't ask her right now. Ask her in the morning. Alex did a purge. Ask. She'll say Alex did a
No,
purge.
I know, and I've seen you do small purges here and there, but for the most part, when it's like, it's a lot more of, okay, I'm gonna leave the room, and when I come back, whatever's left here, I'll just be okay with.
I think that's growth.
I actually purge much more of his stuff than he purges.
BS right there. That's just BS. That's all I'm saying. Look at this guy. This guy's talking
I
about.
do not have my
traveling.
contacts or my glasses on. I have no idea
He
what.
wants one sweater or sweatshirt, one pair of travel pants, one pair of jeans, one pair of shorts, one pair of board shorts, 2 collared shirts, 3 t-shirts, 4 pairs of underwear. Only 4 pairs of underwear, though.
You're already complaining.
3 socks and 3 bandanas. I'd go down on a bandana by one and up an underwear by one. I'm just saying.
That seems
That's
like
all he like.
that seems like I'm gonna have to do laundry even more often than I do now.
Right? I mean, this is. I mean, it may sound.
Oh, never
cool.
mind. I'm sorry. This guy. No. This guy. This is just traveling.
See, somebody's like making this all hipster and cool, but back in my day, we called that homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
When you got everything you own in a backpack.
The first time I ever went camping, and they charged, like, we get to the campgrounds, I reserved this, like, great, we're gonna go camping, and they're like, okay, that's gonna be $25, and I'm like, no, it's camping. And they're like, no, it's I'm like, I mean, like, are we getting electricity or something? No, just for the space, it's $25. And I'm like, I'm not paying you to be homeless for the weekend. Like, you're giving me a 10 by 10 square in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, I don't pay for that. It's woods. I was really, really upset. I actually didn't go. I actually went home. I was like, I'm not paying to be homeless. I'm sorry, no.
Well, we're hitting 2 hours right.
Hitting it
now.
hard, baby. Hitting it hard. Right where you need to be. So, I'm just saying, I'd like to, maybe go instead of doing it that way, let me just say this. I'd like to go travel for a month, but I would like to do a big purge, though. I still want to do a big purge.
No, I think we should do a big purge. I agree with you on that.
It's hard, though, man. It's hard. I'm trying, though. I'm trying hard.
I know, you're getting better.
So, now at this point, I want to sell it, though, so. Like, I just don't want to give it away. I had some good stuff that was worth a little bit of money, though, so we
Yeah.
sold it. Sold it on eBay. Mm-hmm. Had, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a box.
Nice.
Yeah, those
Like
did
the
really
older
well.
ones. So, not really older, but I mean, kind of older. I don't know. Do you guys want to keep going? You guys want to end the show? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, it's
All right,
12:30.
It's 12:30. We're at 2 hours right now.
All right, so
We can keep going.
we
if you
keep
want.
going. Well, you want to take a break, smoke a cigarette, and then come back? I mean, you want to do something like that, or you want to just go for a little bit while longer and then end the show?
Doesn't matter. I'm getting kind of hungry, actually.
Man, I'm a little hungry too. A little hungry, maybe. Maybe we'll just end the show.
Yeah.
So, we guarantee you 2 hours. Anything after that, just bonus anyway for you.
That's right.
So we're only good for 2 hours on tonight's show, and then we're nothing after that.
We start too late to guarantee 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is tough because we gotta wake up in the morning. So.
Because we still have to work in the morning.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, look, website 1787network.com. I gotta make sure I put the. Is that live channel? Well, I'll talk about that with you later.
We can get off the air and have that technical discussion.
So, website 1787network.com. Thanks everybody for listening. If we offended you, just delete us on Facebook. We'll see you next week.